Okay, so now what we have here is that we have operations with polynomials. So we'll have two different types of polynomials, and we're either going to add or subtract. Now, when we're adding, it's a little bit more straightforward because all we have to do is drop these parentheses and then just go ahead and um, combine everything that's a like term. So, for example, right here, we can combine 2x squared and 1x squared to create 3x squared. And well, we also have negative 6x squared, so that's also going to be factored in. So we have 2 plus 1 minus 6. 2 plus 1 minus 6 ends up at negative 3x squared. And so that takes care of all the x to the power of 2. Then we have 7x, and there's nothing else that we can combine 7x with, so that stays like that. And then we have the numbers 6 and negative 14, which ends up at negative 8, and that's our simplified version. Same thing with b. What we're just going to do is we're going to drop the parentheses and just go ahead and combine everything right away. So we have x to the power of 3, negative 14 minus 1, that's negative 15x to the power of 3. Power of 3. So that gets rid of those. We then look at x squared. There's nothing that we can combine x squared with. We only have 1, so we have 3x squared. We just write that. And we have negative x plus 4x, which is 3x. That goes away. And then we're left with positive 2. Nothing that we can combine it with there. Now, with subtraction, we're going to have a similar thing, but this negative needs to be taken into account. When we have what we have here is a negative 1 outside of that parenthesis. So what we need to do is we're actually going to distribute that negative 1 into everything on the inside. In other words, what's going to happen is that we are changing all the signs of the numbers inside. So positive 3x squared becomes negative 3x squared, and negative 5x becomes positive 5x. So we're multiplying negative 1 times 3, that's negative 3. Negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. And once we take that step, we are able to combine our like terms again. So we have x squared minus 8x squared minus 3x. So 8 minus 3 gives us 5x squared. We have negative 6x plus 5x. That's negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1x, or I could just write negative x. And then we have negative 7 there. So we're just going to write that next to each other. Same process down here. We have that negative, which we're going to need to distribute. So negative 1 times 7 gives us negative 7x squared. Negative 1 times negative 2 gives us a positive 2x. And then negative 1 times positive 1 gives us negative 1. And back to combining our like terms. So we always want to start off with the highest exponent. That's 7x squared, which there's nothing that we can combine that with. But then we have 2x and 2x. So that's 2 plus 2, which is 4x. And negative 5 minus 1, which is negative 6.